whatever you put into something is what you're gonna get out of it. So a lot of people fucking start doing shit and they have this like a lot of momentum in the beginning. They're super excited about shit. And then once the work gets boring, they stop doing the work. So then nothing ever works because they don't work.
Yeah.
You know?
You gotta put in the time.
Yeah, and you gotta do shit when it's fucking boring, because like, that's the shit that people don't see that helps you succeed. Like it's not all glitz and glam.
Right. You're gonna be shoveling shit
For a long time, dude.
Get to the top.
Yep. What is up, everybody? It's the Palm Harbor Dad. I'm here with AJ. We're chopping it up at the Cut House today. And today's topic is being a small business owner. As we're both small business owners, so I thought this would be an appropriate topic for us to discuss today. Obviously, AJ owns this barbershop. AJ, how many, I know that you've owned several businesses before. How many businesses have you owned?
Total 5 businesses.
5 businesses.
Yeah.
Were they all successes? Were some not successes?
So they were all successes because I put in the work. My first was a barbershop.
Okay.
And that was in New York. Second.
How old were you when you started that first business?
Wow, I was about 18 years old.
Shit. So you had the experience early on, which I'm sure helped you as you got older, right?
For sure. Putting in the work is what started it. My mom was a hairdresser. I was brought into that when I was about, 12 years old. I was shampooing.
So you were around it at a very early age.
All my life.
And your mom, she owned the salon?
She owned
Okay,
the salon.
so you saw how that worked too.
Yeah, and I worked it from the ground up, from sweeping to mopping to washing hair. Yeah, I didn't get paid.
I think that's so important. If you start a business, you should know every aspect of that business. You know, so for example, like with the content and stuff that I'm doing with Palm Harbor Dad, you know, I know how to do the editing. You know, it's something I had to learn. I know how to do the shooting, like, you know, I know how to do the interviews, hoping eventually, like, I won't have to do everything, but right now it's just starting out, so I literally have to do everything. My wife helps out a lot, and she kind of taught me how to do a lot of the editing stuff, but yeah, I think it's important if you own a business, you got to know every aspect from the floor up.
Oh yeah, how it works. Yeah, you need to be 3 different people.
It's so true. Because you have to be able to do the actual job, right? But then you also have to market your company. So because you have to bring in business, right? So you got to be able to do the job. You got to be able to market so you can do the job. And what's the third thing you're thinking of?
You have to have confidence in yourself. Because without confidence that you're going to do good, it's not going to happen.
Yup.
You got to believe in yourself.
Oh, and I think that's such an understatement.
You know, when it came to me marketing this place, I went old school. I had a popcorn machine, bagged popcorn with my business card stapled to it, and I went to all the businesses and the bars and I handed out popcorn, let them know who I was. I never gave out a free haircut. I just told them, if you don't like the haircut, it's free.
Okay. So grassroots.
Grassroots.
I love that.
Yeah, and within less than 6 months, I was taking appointments. It's been 6 years. I cannot take any new customers.
Your book is full, right?
Yeah, without hiring.
And now you're looking to bring somebody else on because you're overflow.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying. So if you guys know anybody out there, send them my way.
Hit up AJ. It's got to be the right fit though. It's a vibe here. And then I know you did. So other than hair, you've done some you started some restaurant businesses as well, right?
I did. We opened up. So after the barbershop, I opened up an ice cream shop, and that was pretty fun. Learned that business. That was also in New York. And then after that, I opened up a teen club in upstate New York, OMG Teen Club.
Really?
My ADHD is strong. Don't ever let anybody say that that's a bad behavior. It allows me to do 20 million things at once.
I would say that.
Yeah. And then I came up here. I opened up this barbershop. We got bored during COVID. Then we opened up a Latin restaurant in this plaza called Latin Pig Cafe, and that did wonderful. Did that for the wife, and then we ended up selling it.
Not bad. So 5 businesses total. They've all been a success, and
Yeah.
you've obviously aren't with the other ones. So you probably sold those at one point in time too.
I did.
That's awesome.
I did.
So, myself, I'm a realtor, and so I did that. I'm still doing that, but I did that as a single agent for however long, 6, 7 years before I started my team. And now I'm still an agent, but I get to coach other agents and see them start from the very beginning and help coach them and give them confidence and watch them grow, which is pretty cool. And then obviously started Palm Harbor Dad not too long ago, and that's been really good too. Like,
That's
just
going great.
Yeah, just getting out there and getting to meet people, and which is part of all my businesses. As a realtor, you need to meet people, and being the Palm Harbor Dad, getting out into the heart of our community and being able to interview business owners, because we all have something in common as business owners. It's really cool to see where they're at in their business, and if I can even bring a little bit of visibility to them, that's great. So I think these 3 businesses, and now I'm running them simultaneously. You definitely have to have confidence, because if you don't have confidence, you're not even going to start. You kind of have to be a guy or gal that just believes in your ability so much that you know that you won't fail.
For sure.
And as long as you put the work in and you have the belief, I think that's going to be the case.
Entrepreneurs is a different kind of beast, because you have to be able to trust yourself to give everything to get back maybe nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
It's easy.
It's easy to put a business plan together, but to
sure.
actually go out there and put the action behind it is not easy.
Yes.
But you have to be the type of person that just does it. You just got to make shit happen.
What did Nike say? Just do it.
Just do it, exactly.
Do it.
What do you think, in your opinion, is the hardest part about owning a business that people don't see?
Customer service. You have to be really good at customer service, and pleasing a person is harder than you think, because it takes a little bit more effort than you think. Actually, it doesn't take. All you have to do is just be nice.
Yep.
But Disney is one of them that does it right. You're paying for this product that Disney offers, and they give it to you served up like a king or queen. Their customer service is like no other. And that's how I want my business to be.
I love that.
You're the most important person in the room. That's why we're here like this. It's a different kind of setting. You come first, no matter what. That's why I still believe in doing my appointments by hand. There's no such thing as go online, make an appointment.
Mm-hmm.
I still want to have that connection, that human connection that people need.
Yeah, especially as a barber. No,
sure.
AI is not going to take your job, so I think you lean into that human touch for sure. I think the hardest part about owning your own business is all the sacrifice that you put in behind the scenes that no one sees, right?
Yeah.
So in my line of work, it's, making the phone calls, being disciplined enough to put that on my schedule and stick to it and make the phone calls no matter how I feel. Because some days you can be motivated as hell and you can make 30 calls and, you're firing on all cylinders. And then some days you don't feel like doing anything. But it's those days where you don't feel like doing anything that you have to stick to the plan and keep your discipline and make the calls anyways. And that can be anything in your business. It doesn't necessarily have to be calls, but you have to be disciplined enough to stick to your plan. And you have to do it when your motivation isn't that high.
For sure.
I think that's the hardest part that people don't see. Because as a realtor, people are like, oh yeah, you had a great closing, you didn't really do much and you walked away with whatever, 10 grand. They don't see how many houses I showed this person. They don't see the negotiations behind the scene. They don't see how many times I texted the listing agent, when I called the title company, when I set up the closing, all the stuff that I did, went over the inspection report, handled the appraisal. No one sees that. They just see the shiny $10,000 check and don't realize all the hours of work and emotions that you go through to get the deal done. So I definitely think that's one of the things that people don't see behind the scenes. It's been hard for me.
For sure. So it goes back to put in the work and you'll see gold at the end.
Yep. At the end of the day, you only have yourself to rely on. And I feel like a lot of people think someone's coming to save them. Like, no one is coming to save you. You control your own destiny, whether you want to believe it or not. And as a realtor, right, people blame the market, they blame rates, they blame this, they blame that. Well, for some reason, I've continued to excel and succeed no matter what the market's been. The market's been not very good the past 2-3 years, but my sales have pretty much remained the same, more or less. What do you think is the most rewarding part about owning your own business?
That I can make my own schedule.
Yep. Okay.
That's, being able to spend time with my family on my terms. Being the boss is really great because I could make. Again, I can make my own schedule. I can take my own days off, but when I take days off, I still gotta fill those.
Make up for it, right? Exactly.
So it's not like, oh, I'm taking off, and that's the thing about being a boss, because
no one's gonna cover for you.
I have to do it.
Yeah, you have to do the work.
I have to do it.
Yeah, for me, I think the best part about owning the business is, yeah, you get to see the satisfaction and clients happy and all that stuff is really great. But I think one really great part about owning your own business is just looking back at all your trials and tribulations and what you went through and the grit and the sweat and the blood and the tears that you went through. And at the end of the day, you've actually succeeded and you've made something out of your business. To me, that is the best part about owning a business, knowing that what I've went through, I am now reaping the benefits of.
For sure.
But it takes years and years and years to kind of get through those hard times to actually see it on the other side. And that's when a lot of people quit. They quit when the times get hard, not realizing that you have to push through those hard times to get to the other side, and that's where the reward lies. So
I've been lucky enough, out of the 34 years I've been doing this, I don't think I've ever been to work. This is something I love to do, and not being able to go to work and come here and talk to my friends,
I love that.
Customers, that's probably a rewarding.
Hell yeah. The old cliche is, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. And I really, it sounds cliche, but I think it's 100% true. So that's why if you're gonna start your own business, you should probably at least have an interest or like what you're doing before you get into it. Because if you don't, 2, 3, 4, 5 months down the road, that motivation is gonna wear off, and then you're gonna be left with the hard times you have to go through. And if you don't love or at least like what you're doing, you're never gonna get through it.
Or you're gonna hate it.
Or you're gonna hate it. You're gonna hate your life. So
I don't know how I watch you and those videos, man. You got trainers yelling at you. I'm like, oh, he has to hate his life.
Dude, the one thing about that, and the thing is, they're giving me their hardest workouts, right?
Yeah,
because I'm getting filmed, and so many times I want to quit during those workouts, but I know I can't because I'm being filmed. And also, like, what example is that going to set if I quit? Sure. The guy who preaches consistency and follow through, he can't quit on a workout, especially when he's being filmed. Yeah. So, like, I do love that, and I love the fact that, these gyms and trainers have welcomed me with open arms, and they're really into what I'm doing. So, if I can help them with some visibility, and they can help me with a great workout and give them some business in return once I post these on all the socials, then I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Giving back to our community.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we're here for.
That's what it's all about. It's because we love and we believe in our community.
Yeah.
So with that said, AJ, do you have any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts.
And what advice would you give to someone out there trying to start a new small business? Because you've done it a lot.
What advice? Figure out where you want to be. Make sure that wherever you're going to start your adventure has growth. Plenty of people around, whatever it is going to be. If you're starting a restaurant, if you're doing a barbershop, have contacts, use your friends, use what's around you.
Use your resources.
I mean, the resources
we all need a little help, right? Like,
for sure.
the best businesses were not built without help. So I like that advice. Reach out, get some help when you need it. For me, again, I'm going to double down on being consistent, getting through the times where you're not motivated, and following through on your plan and what you were going to do. So that's my biggest advice. If you're ever looking to start a business, it's not about the motivation. When you're not motivated, you got to do the work. That's it. And I think if you do that consistently, time after time after time, with whatever business you're starting, you will succeed.
Yeah, and be confident that you can finish it.
Confidence is key. All right, guys, we appreciate you stopping in to AJ's Cut House for chopping it up at the Cut House. Stay tuned for another episode next month. Thanks, guys. Dude, I'm telling you, every time we do it, we will get better at it.
It didn't record.
Nope.
Oh, shit. Did any of them record?
This one did. All right, well, it's going to go on YouTube. Fuck.
Oh, shit.
That's all right.